That's deep, because there's a lot of people to this day don't really know who they are. Until you know that, you don't know your true power on earth. You got to know your ability. You got to know your weakness. You got to know your strongness. Like, you got to know who you are to succeed. That's God's gift right there. Just know who you are.
Hey y'all, what's up? I am Tarah M. Williams. This is the Tea Time with Tarah show. Remember, you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Today, for our episode, we are joined by Clinton Diverse Maul. He actually is or was a local comedian, writer, director, producer, and actor. Since then, he has moved out of the St. Louis area. But if you're watching this nationwide, you want to keep your eyes open for Diverse Nations Productions. Yeah. Okay, hey Clinton, thank you for being on our show today. How are you?
I appreciate it. I feel good, you know what I mean? I'm loving being back home right now. It feels good to be in St. Louis right now, and I'm excited.
So why are you here in St. Louis? We know this show will not air while you are here, but let us know why you're here.
Okay, well, I'm here right now because I'm putting on a show, Different Shoes in St. Louis right now, and it's special to me because it's about a disorder that's on an on-time high right now, on the uprise. I mean, it's called DID, dissociative identity disorder. Most people know it's multiple personality disorder, but it's so much more into that. So I just want to bring awareness to it. But this is one of my most challenging characters, and it's fun.
So this play can also be seen nationwide as well, right? You have a couple other dates coming up. And so if people are seeing this at a later time, they still might be able to catch the show.
Oh, yes, most definitely. September 9th, we'll be in Alabama State. Right after that in August, a little bit shorter than that, we'll be in Nashville, Tennessee, actually recording it. If you're in Nashville, Tennessee, and you get to see this before this, the show will actually be free for you in Nashville, Tennessee.
When is the show for Nashville, Tennessee?
We don't have it's going to be in August. We don't have the exact date, but it's right after September 9th. The person who's putting on September 9th is actually the same person.
Okay.
So they're just trying to get different clippings because we're going to record in Nashville in the actual studio. Okay. So they're gonna have come down here for this show, and they're gonna come down for the other show just to have different sightings, different little clips for each show. So the recording actually in Nashville, we haven't set a date because we don't know what they need for September 9th yet.
But be on the lookout for it. If you're in Nashville,
yes, it's gonna be a free show. Yeah, it's gonna be a free show. Just to have the audience in there, and we're gonna have some fun.
And the show is called
Different Shoes. Yes, it's gonna be called Different Shoes. It's gonna be aired on Tubi and Roku.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's coming soon.
And we have a treat for you all. We actually will have the other main star of the show as well on our show today. Yeah. So you get to see both of the main characters from that play here today. We weren't gonna discuss it, but you paid, might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So but for Tea Time with Tarah, you have a voice that needs to be heard. We always talk about, this year, we're talking about what do you need to take along with you on your journey towards stalking your destiny. And you chose understanding.
Yes.
You know, and then as we were talking here, kind of behind the scenes, you referenced identity as well.
Yes.
So tell us about that. Why is understanding or identity something that you need to take along the way as you stalk your destiny?
Well, I'm learning that to this day that sometimes I have to understand things that's hard to understand. Like some people in my life I may want in my life, but they're blocking everything that's set for my life. So I'm going to be there until they're not there. Or certain people I need to cherish more in my life because they are prime part of my life and they can enhance me more. So understanding for me is understanding it all. Understanding when I need to move, understand when I need to be still, understand when I need to speak, understand when I don't need to speak, and how I need to speak. Mm-hmm. Man, I've been learning to understand a lot because I only knew my way at first.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like what you mentioned too is understanding dynamics of relationships.
Yes,
And that's
yeah.
your relationship with your destiny, your relationship with your people around you, your relationship with your business, your relationship with your purpose.
Yes, right.
And so
Right.
understanding those things, and you can't do that apart from knowing who you are.
You can't. You can't. You have to date your purpose like you date your significant other.
Tell us about that.
Times it's hard to date somebody when you're so passionate about what you do and what God puts you on earth to do. So when I say you have to date it, it's just like somebody else when you is in a relationship with somebody else trying to come in and destroy that relationship. You can't allow it. You have to
So
stick.
protect
You
it
have to protect it. You have to be loyal.
and intentional
Yeah.
about it. Okay.
And you got the communication have to be there. But at the end of the day, if that relationship is always good to you and you know that it's real, you fight for it and you keep it no matter what, because then you know you're in a good place. Just like God said, once you find a wife, you find a good thing. But that's the same thing with your purpose. When you find your purpose, things open up to you that you didn't even see, because now you see what you're here for. So
And
you
that's
can't let nobody
interesting.
take that away from you.
That's interesting because, as you all know, Tea Time with Tarah is business and Bible basics.
Yeah.
And so your relationship with God says a lot about your relationship with yourself
Yeah.
as well. And so how you treat, because with Stalk Your Destiny, we focus on identity, direction, and accountability. And your identity in Stalk Your Destiny comes from knowing your purpose in God.
Yeah.
Who God calls you. And most people don't really take the time to nurture that relationship. Most people nurture religion or tradition. They don't actually take the time to nurture that relationship, spend time with God and
I
date
like that.
God.
I like that.
You know?
I like that because just because he gave you a gift doesn't mean you're supposed to just use it as will. You're supposed to perfect that gift. You're supposed to go for that gift. That's how you honor him. So that's what I mean by protected, because sometimes you can get so deep into whatever you're going on, the worldly things, you stop honoring him, and that's honoring the gift.
And that's honoring the God in you.
Yeah, God in you.
And that doesn't make us bigger than God, but it gives reverence and honor to
Yeah.
God. As I created for those who believe.
Right,
Because
right,
I mean,
right.
hopefully
Most
those of you who
high,
are watching
whatever,
this,
yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
you want to
whoever-
call it,
whatever
we
you
call
wanna
it,
call
we
it.
honor God.
Right.
And the God in you. And so that's where the gifts and powers come from. So apart from that, that's where if you're cheating God, you're cheating yourself out of better. You're cheating
True.
yourself out of total understanding, because most people are people who go around here don't understanding who they are.
Yeah.
Don't understand why they are here on earth, no purpose, no direction.
You live a life of confusion.
And it's very hard. And even those who are gifted and talented are taught to be worldly, gifted and talented, using
Right.
it for different. And that's
Right.
fine, because as you go along your journey
Yes.
towards stalking your destiny, if you seek God out, He'll show you how to use those things
How to
for
do
His
it.
glory.
He's gonna teach you. He gonna teach you how to be successful at it. Like I had to learn to stop fighting me,
Yeah.
and that was fighting the God in me. But I was fighting. I knew what I had to do because it was laid out before me. But I felt like it must be too easy, because it can't be that easy. So I'm gonna fight that part of me, and I'm gonna try to do something different, because some tell me I need to be having more. But sometimes, really, if you really in your gift, things and opportunities will come to you so easily where it be like, man, something ain't right. But no, you right there in the pocket, and you have to hone in on that so you won't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And start acting like something that you're not. But
Yeah.
but you do have to live within that moment, because that's honoring God.
Yeah, and having an understanding of that too, where I know behind the scenes you mentioned writing stuff down, writing it down.
Yeah, you gotta
and
write
so
it down.
people who believe the Bible, we know that God says write the vision and make it plain. But that's also the way if we write our dreams, if we write our hopes, if we write our visions, those are also ways to see God in your life, because when the opportunities come, you know that that's what you asked for.
Right.
So you know that you can go forward in that.
Right.
In that thing. And so for people who are watching, just be mindful of that. Like, the opportunities that come towards you, because I always tell people every open door is not yours.
No.
Every open door is not your door to go through.
Well, see, because the devil opened doors too.
And he'll bless you real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
And
bless you real good.
Because see, the devil believes in making everything feel good.
Exactly.
So
Right.
because he know. Listen, the devil know one thing: people run to pleasure first
Always.
before pain. You escape pain to receive pleasure. So that's what the devil know.
And then you
God
lack
understand that you learn through pain to receive the best pleasure.
Correct.
Because we think this is the best
Because it's
pleasure,
not
but
temporal.
you don't even you don't enjoy the pain more. You don't enjoy the pleasure more until you went through something. And then
You
some
work for it, yeah. That's just
You
like
gotta go-
kids and getting a job. Understanding.
Yeah.
As a child, you don't understand that what you work for, you value all the more. But as an adult, we know that we value the things we have and the way we can live in our lifestyle because we put in the work to get there. And that work took pain, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Right? So...
Yeah.
Let me try to pull out an icebreaker question here because I need
Go
my
ahead.
audience to just be fully engaged.
Okay.
Y'all chime in too. If you
Right.
have something about your journey in terms of understanding, in terms of your own identity, feel free to chime in, comment below. Let us know what's on your mind too. But I guess for the icebreaker question, I kind of want to ask, let's see. I don't even have a question, but I need to ask you something about when did you find yourself?
Ooh.
And that's for you too, audience. When did you find yourself? And it's an open-ended question because for those of you who may not have found themselves yet, then are you actively seeking you out? Are you searching for you? Because that is something that has to do with your identity and understanding.
Man,
So when did you find you?
I found myself at the age I think I was 26. And it was a reality check that I was not ready for.
Okay.
I felt I was not used to feeling at things. And everything I was trying, I was receiving. So I felt like I was a hot hand. I can do anything. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I was like, hey, I'm living in Atlanta at the time.
You were like hot shit then. So
I
you
was
thought
hot
you was,
stuff.
okay.
I was ghostwriting. I was living in the music industry, and I was living the life that I thought that everybody wanted to live, the big life. I can go on vacations, but man, when I tell you, reality hit me hard. I lost things. I lost people, and I had to sit in a house, big house, in Latonia, Georgia. Right over there by Stonecrest Mall, if anybody watching this from Georgia. I'm sitting in a big house, 4-5 bedroom house, and I'm by myself. And I gotta go, like that day. And I don't got nowhere to go. I don't know nobody. And the reality check, I'm like, so I'm homeless now. I like everything around me. Like I know if I call home, they can come, but like I'm 9 years wait. I just told people I'm on this level. How can I even make this phone call? And I found myself in the ugliest way. I had to look myself in the mirror and found out that I was fake to me. The person I lost because I became something that I wasn't. I was arrogant. I wasn't. I always tell people now when I talk about that, I'm like, man, if I was so you wouldn't like me. And I hate that I had to say that, but that's who I was. That's who I became because I became from a poor kid automatically overnight with so much money in my pocket where I'm like, hey, I can say and do what I want. And it took it from me fast. I lost it fast. And when I say I lost it fast.
And that humbles you.
It was a reality check. It was a reality check because not only did I lose that, I lost that part of me. I lost that whole world. I couldn't go back in that industry. I had to find another way.
You shed that skin.
Yeah, I had to find another way. Music was not a part of me. I broke my own heart. Music was always my first love. So that broke my heart. So I had to find another way. And then who is that now? Who is that? who is that person?
Nobody, if you
So I
don't
was
know.
like, I didn't know. So
Yeah.
like that now,
Nobody.
like, whoa, if this don't work, I don't even. I mean, I had some thoughts. I had deep thoughts. Like my life was done. Like, should I even want? Do I even want to be here? I was bad off, man. I was bad off. And then I had to come back to St. Louis. Everybody that wished me well and knew I was on and doing my thing. I gotta face that. Now I'm coming back home finna live with my mama. It was, man. It was, whew.
Humiliating.
Yes, it was. It was deep. It was humbling.
I
Very
like when you
humbling.
said though. Well, I can relate to the portion of when you said you tell people now, like, if you knew me back then, you wouldn't like me. And that's something that I did find myself telling people. I feel like when I was in college, they didn't get Tarah.
Yeah.
When I was in college, they totally got Monique.
Yeah.
Full,
Yeah.
just fully Monique.
Yeah.
And I thought that was who I was.
Right.
I thought that was me. You know,
Yeah.
I was this girl that would go to class early in the morning, get my homework done before all my friends went to class, go to lunch, you know, and then I had the rest of the day to party.
Yeah.
And I didn't start partying until the end of the year or the end of the semester. And then I couldn't stop pretty much. And so even when I reference like talking to guys and stuff back then, my friends are like, you were heartless.
That's
You
who
were
I
so
was. I
heartless
was selfish.
when it came to men. And
Man, listen.
and I just didn't care. I didn't care. I mean, I don't care about a lot of stuff now. Let's be clear. I don't care about a lot of stuff now.
Right.
But at that point, it didn't even matter to me. And people are like, "Oh, I wish I could meet Monique." And I'm like, "Be sure about that because
But you know what? You know what's
my
so
heart
crazy?
is different than the heart that I had.
But sometimes
before
don't you
I was
wish?
broken.
But don't sometimes you wish you had a little bit more money? Cause listen
No,
though, now
no.
that I care,
I have her.
it's like I can't get the love back. I can't get the love I can't receive the love back.
What
so
love?
The love I'm giving now, like, man, I'm talking about I'm doing stuff that I never did.
But
like
you-
I mean,
you
if
are
we was
getting the love
family,
back.
it was cool. Like I always been good to family. Like I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about if you was
streets.
beyond family, I was not the person that you wanted to even be cool with. Because if it didn't benefit me at all,
So you're getting the
you had to
karma
change
of it.
you had to change your mentality. You had to talk my talk.
Yeah.
You had to move the way I had to move. Otherwise, you had to move immediately. You had to be a part of my energy or not at all. And that was horrible. That was horrible.
I think I was
found
like
out
the
that was
Kanye
horrible.
West
That's not
song,
how you want to
Heartless.
be. That's not how you want to be. Because that's
was
how I
good.
found myself alone.
Yeah.
Because when I was down, I didn't have no one to call. Because
Yeah.
everybody was waiting on that moment.
Yeah.
Everybody was waiting on that moment to say, yeah. Now how that feel?
Yeah. But you had to feel that. You had to have an understanding of what you were putting out.
Yeah.
That had to be brought back to you. You know, God
Yeah.
had to bring you to your knees to do this. But in terms of you having that love in return, well, all you've had is that love in return, to be honest. You've had it through millions of people. And I'm going to say millions.
I wasn't even trying to be that dude. I was just being protective.
But I'm going to say, you've had that love returned through millions of people. And I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
Through millions of
Yeah,
people.
yes.
Who support the work that you're doing out here in these streets.
Now.
Yes. So the love is returning to you. It's like I saw a video of Pastor Mike, not Mike Todd, but Pastor Mike at Transformation Church as well.
Yeah.
And I believe that's who it was. He was giving a woman money. He said, "Come here, baby." And one girl, he gave $100 bill. There you go. Your gas tank was on E. Here you go. And bless you, right? Then he gave another woman $5. And he said, "Hey, come
Yeah.
back." He gave her $5 more. He said, "Hey, come back." He ended up giving her even more than the woman that got the $100 bills. But what he said was, because you're getting it in small increments, you're overlooking the fact that God is blessing you all the more. And so because you're getting it in small increments of people showing up for your work that you're doing because of God, He put it in you, you're producing it now, you're giving it to the world. Now, because of doing that, you don't see the millions of people because they're not all collective at one time. But God is still blessing you all the more. So you're wondering, where is the love like the Black Eyed Peas? And it was there all along.
It was. And you
And
know
it
what?
is, and
I
it's
take
still
that back.
going.
'Cause, I mean, my family always loved on me. You know what I'm saying? It's always got a little crazy, but my family always loved. And that's why I said I was always good to family. Beyond, like, and sometimes when I'm say family, sometimes you didn't have to be bloodline family, but you was family. So it's a lot of people that never seen that side. But I'm saying on the other side of that, like, you couldn't get over on me on that dude. You just couldn't do it. You know, he had to have the higher stick. Otherwise the conversation wasn't gonna happen. And now it doesn't matter who got the high stick. Long as God is doing something and He's in the midst of it, have it your way. Sometimes I'll let you get one off. You know, and that's what I've been feeling like lately. That some people may see weakness, where it's really like I don't really match nobody energy. I create one, so I don't really want to try to stoop to that level because I'm here, you there, trying to get me there, and I can't go there because that's too far low.
Yeah.
So I have it. You feel good about yourself. Go ahead. And back then, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go down there, and then I'm gonna come back up, and I'm gonna do something to you. But that ain't me though.
Right.
I
No,
love
now
you.
it's just move on.
Move
Thanks.
on. I'm cool. I really. If you feel that way, please get away from me. But I appreciate that you told me. I can take that ugly truth.
So you guys, let us know then. You
Yeah.
know, let us know in the comments as well. Who are you?
Who are you? That's me. That's me in a nutshell. I'm a
Let
nice
us
guy
know
now.
who you are. You
I'm
know,
a beautiful, humble,
let us know who you
loving
are. And
guy.
you know, and think about what you really need for your journey, because we're a couple episodes in on this, and
Yeah.
everybody's chiming in. And so when it comes to the ABCs to stalk your destiny, not his destiny, not my destiny, when it comes to the
No.
ABCs to stalk your destiny, let us know what you need
I like
along
that
the
too.
way for your destiny.
Yes.
What?
By the way, I want to plug her. That I love that whole saying, "Stalk your destiny." Man, follow her. Keep this movement going. You got a special thing going. Stalk your destiny. Think about that, man. Like if you ain't stalking your destiny, you do not want it to happen. You don't believe in it. If you're not
Exactly.
stalking it, because stalkers believe in everything that who they stalking.
And they are relentless.
They relentless.
Nothing stopped
Nothing
them.
stops a stalker. Think about that. So
No.
stalk your destiny.
Stalk something that belongs to you, and that is your
Yeah.
destiny. So, Clinton, we have another
I
guest,
know, my
y'all, so
bad.
stay tuned. But, Clinton, let us know, let the audience know where they can follow you, where they can purchase tickets to your shows, or just any
Yeah.
of your information so they can contact you or stay in touch with you. Because, believe it or not, your story will reach somebody, and it might change their lives.
Most def,
You
most
know,
def,
and so
most
let them
def,
know
most
how they
def.
can connect with you.
Most def. Even when I was a bad person, I always loved kids. So anytime you got anything for me to speak to the kids, work with the kids, anything, hit me up. You can hit me up on Diverse Theater. Theater is spelled with TRE at the end on Instagram. Inbox me. Facebook is Clinton Diverse Maul, MAUL, like the Maul barbecue sauce, but not the double L, just one. But other than that, hit me up at any time when it comes to those kids. But anything else beyond that, always hit me up. If I can work it in my schedule, because I'm a busy man now. You know what I'm saying? So if I can work it in my schedule, because all the things that I have already planned and God already have planned, if I can fit it in there, we can do it. Let's do it. But when it comes to kids, I'll put it in my schedule. Is what I'm telling you. Yeah.
So y'all just contact him, okay?
Yeah.
Anything that have to do with theater, anything having to do with
Anything
mental health.
motivational speaking.
Yes.
You the one told me about that. I got a mental health. I didn't know that all my plays till she said it had something to do with mental health, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, all of his plays definitely have something to do with mental health, and I think that's the God behind everything, is pulling it together.
I didn't
and
know
that's the
that.
reason that we always end up in the same rooms.
There it is.
Mental health.
I ain't know that.
All right. So we'll
All
be
right.
back in just a moment, you guys. Stay tuned.
Peace.
I ain't tryna be stubborn, but I could use some self-loving. Ain't gotta say nothing. They already know how I'm coming. I've been working on me. I've been loving on me. I had to learn to love myself. And no, I don't.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Tea Time with Tarah show. I am Tarah Williams. We are joined with our second guest for this episode. Yes, y'all got something spag. I got two of them. All right. So we're joined now with Jasmine from Rock Hill, South Carolina. She is the main star, I would say, co-star, main star in the play Different Shoes, which Clinton, our first guest, has written, directed, and is producing, and he's also acting in. So, welcome, Jasmine.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm glad to be here. I'm really excited. This is the first interview I've ever done, so
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Yes, ma'am.
So, we also asked you about what word you needed to take along with you on your journey to stalking your destiny, and you said focus.
right.
So, why is focus one of your words?
I just feel like if you don't have focus, you can't get to your destiny. There's going to be a lot of things coming your way, dating wise, life, bills, a lot. But if you don't have that center goal, everything's going to knock you off track. And if you don't have that focus, you're not going to be able to get back on track either.
So where are you with Stalking Your Destiny? Is acting your destiny?
It is. I always wanted to act. That's anybody talking about, what's your dream job? I'm like, I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a lawyer. None of that. I want to act. But my mom, she saw things differently. So yeah.
She took you off focus.
She did.
A little bit?
She did. So I majored in psychology and I minored in theater.
Okay.
Yes. So I pretty much lost it. If an acting opportunity came my way, I would take it, but I wasn't trying to get gigs anymore or do commercials. I didn't take acting classes anymore. I was just done with it pretty much.
Okay.
But it's still always something I wanted to do. So, with different jobs I've had, it's like, I'm here, I'm good at it. I'm moving my way up. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't care about these people like that. And so I had a friend that knew the director for this play, Different Shoes.
Okay.
And he linked me up with Clinton. And so now we're back on track. And I'm much happier, even going to my regular job just because I know still I'm working on what's really my passion. Yes.
Yeah. So that's awesome, and I never would have known that either. And so, icebreaker question for you all, not necessarily for Jasmine, but maybe you can answer this too, though, for us, okay? But what is knocking you off focus for your destiny, and how important is it that you get back on track to that? So you mentioned that your mom was kind of deviated you from your purpose, but you guys, one thing we know for sure is that no matter what path you take, and I would say this as a believer, but no matter what path you take, everywhere you go, there you are. And not only that, where you're supposed to end up, no matter which way you take, no matter what journey you take, you're going to end up where you're supposed to be.
Right.
Which is kind of with Stalk Your Destiny, we say everything you want to become, you already are.
Yes.
And so, do you think that your mom deviated you from your plan, or do you think that she added to the extent you will go in your journey? Because I have my own opinion about what you said she did.
Right.
And the path you took. So what do you think about that?
Now that you put it that way, I do feel like it's kind of both. Because either way, if that was my destiny and that's really what I wanted to do, I shouldn't have let anyone deter me from it. Now, she was paying for the tuition, yes. Okay. So, but I still, could have signed up for more drama classes and things like that, and just more volunteering opportunities just to get myself in the position and, with the right people to kind of act on what I wanted to do.
So you're saying, and I hope the audience can pick this up too, is that what you're saying is that although your mother had plans for your future and she had a standard for you, the decisions along the way were yours.
Yes.
And you decided, either in disappointment or anger or anything, spite, any of those things, you decided to never actually stopping you from that. So be mindful, you all, that when you're faced with an option or an obstacle before you of you have to go this route, that the steps along the way are still your choice. So it was still your choice.
Yes.
But I still think that what you chose got you to where you are, because even with Clinton, I tell him how everything he's doing with his work, his comedy, his plays, his movies, all his things come back to mental health. And then you sit down on, not on my couch, but you sit down on the orange chair and tell us that you went to school for psychology.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're in a play regarding mental health.
Yes.
Do you not think that's destiny?
It's crazy how everything aligns. Well, no, actually it's not, because they say God works in mysterious ways, and I am a believer, so, it came full circle.
So it was all purpose, because now you can go deeper in depth with your characters and connections.
Yes.
Because of the psychology. You understand the working of it, and so you can go deeper into a character than a regular person who's talented as well. Like, if you have talent and depth, and then they have talent, but they don't have any clue about the psychological realms of human beings.
Yes. And in general, acting and theater, they really do go hand in hand just
Yeah.
because you have to get into that character.
Yeah.
And just make it natural and flow to where it's believable to the audience and can keep their attention. So it's, sometimes I feel like just acting in general, you might feel like you have some type of disorder just because you got that much into character, whether the play is about it or not.
Yeah.
But you have to find that switch and relate to something that you may not be going through, have never experienced.
And that's something, so that's actually saying a lot right there. In general, for people in their lives, you may not relate to something, or you may relate to it, and you may be going through something in general, but sometimes we have to get out of ourselves even to understand, which was Clinton's word. Sometimes you focus too much on you.
Right.
And so sometimes we have to broaden our scope of focus, and in order to see something else.
Definitely.
In order to have a different perception or a different perspective. And so for you guys at home, she's making a lot of points. I hope y'all are picking these points up like I am. But if you're going through something, then understand this. You have a choice on how that thing goes, and everything is not going to be working against you. That's up to how you perceive it. And with the focus, sometimes you have to step back from where you are to see the full picture. Sometimes you have to actually take yourself outside of your own situation and see from another person's perspective.
Right.
And that may even be a better view than what you saw for yourself.
Exactly. And just even with me being able to go to school and like just get the psych background and things like that, it's definitely helped me get a lot of jobs that, technically I wasn't qualified for. And I thank God every day, even for the job I have now, because, how did I end up here? Because on paper, they want you to have certain qualifications and experience. And it just happened. And I'm good at it. I'm doing it, And so even now, just me being in this position, I'm able to do more with acting because of how hard I've worked and just going to school and things like that. I just feel like...
So you're not a broke... You know how they have like struggling writers, struggling actors,
I don't
those people
have to
trying to
do
chase
that.
their dreams.
Exactly.
And things like that.
So it's definitely still working out. Not how I thought it was going to, but yes, I'm like, this is the easier road. And I understand and I respect all those actors who are, just really having to grind and just at the bottom and just trying to work their way up. And fortunately, I've had some difficult moments, but it hasn't been like other stories that I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thankful, and I'm definitely going to keep grinding and, just using these different opportunities, networking, and just getting my destiny, doing it.
Right. So how do you feel about being it's this play that you all are in, Different Shoes? It's just the two of you,
Yes.
So Clinton is a star on stage. You're a star on stage. So how do you feel about that?
I'm excited. It definitely has been a lot of work because we have to keep the audience's attention.
Yeah.
So, just us working together and really like vibing outside of rehearsal, but also on stage and just making sure, we're really reenacting what a real scene could be like.
Yeah.
And just making it natural. So it's definitely been difficult. It's been interesting. And then just kind of really trying to put ourselves in these other characters put ourselves in their shoes. Yes. And so you really have to, like we were saying, just take a step back and just really imagine what are they going through, and the emotions. I'm not the most emotional person, and it may be with the psychology background that, I'm able to kind of channel and box things. But acting, you can't put yourself in a box. You're going to be
you have to
all
fully
flow. Yes. So Clinton's definitely been working with me on that and just getting the emotional piece, just because that's what actors do. And it never stops. You always can better yourself in that way. So I think with it being a two-person play, that's where you're going to get the most benefit out of it, because there is no one else to kind of come in and steal the spotlight or, we've been working a lot to really put it all together. So I'm excited. It really is a great show. And it's just like the more we were rehearsing and it was coming together, I'm just, I can't wait for people to see this. It's going to be
I can't wait to see
great.
it either.
And I feel like most plays, it's going to be more of like the comedy, or it's going to be tragedy, or, the Tyler Perry plays. So I haven't seen too many plays where it's, suspense or mental illness in general talked about. So it's definitely, I feel like it's going to make history.
So a game changer.
It is. It's a game changer.
Okay.
And he's doing it, and I'm a part of it. So I'm excited. I'm thankful. I'm a lot of things right now.
Okay. So well, with focus then, what are you focused on next? Then what is your actual dream job?
Definitely acting.
Within acting. What's your dream movie or scene or play type of thing? What's your favorite? What are you looking forward to?
If I could somehow just channel my inner Angela Bassett.
Okay.
That would be the dream. She's well known. She's respected.
For the longevity of her as an actress.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So the longevity of the acting career.
Yes, and I've met her.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I went to the College of Charleston, and she was down there a week or so, and she was just trying to promote for Hillary Clinton. So they told me she was in the Multicultural Center, and I booked it over there. So I'm getting my picture. I don't care if I have class. I had my internship. I'll be late. It's fine. I need my picture with Angela Bassett. And, she was just so sweet, and just, you could feel her aura. So I really look up to her, and just ever since then, I'm just like, that's it. That's the Angela Bassett. I want to be an Angela Bassett.
Awesome. Sometimes, I would say this, sometimes when you're on your journey to stalk your destiny, you will have obstacles that come your way. You will have things. Y'all, I am ADD diagnosed, okay? So many things come my way that are not even in the way, okay?
Right.
I just find reasons to lose focus, okay? And so be mindful of that. Be mindful that along your way to your journey, because she could have got sidetracked, just the fact that Angela Bassett was there and went and did something else instead of going to meet her. And so be mindful on your path to your destiny that even if you lose sight of where you're going, what you're doing, that you get back on track. Because again, I'm ADD diagnosed, and so I'm always losing focus. I'm pretty sure y'all saw it here. I lose focus really easily, but the way that I can do and have done, so much, the way that I've achieved so many things is that I always go back to the plan. And so if you're going to find reasons to focus on anything, then be sure that you go back to your plan. Be sure that you have a plan, because Did you have a plan in mind?
I did.
You didn't?
No.
So what did that look like then? If you didn't have a plan, you had an idea though.
Right.
You had an idea, you didn't have a plan in mind. So how were you able to keep theater in your mind or keep acting in your mind?
Right.
Even though your plan was, you didn't have one, and then a plan was set before you.
Yes.
So how did you get back to where you belonged?
Yes. And I like that you say belong, because that is a true feeling for me, that I feel like that's the only thing. I've had lots of different jobs, and it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
But acting truly does. But once it was set into motion, it was just, okay, well, my friend clearly is laying it out. If you contact this person, he's doing a play, he's looking for people, contact him. And I did, and it's just been going ever since. So that's pretty much it. So I don't know if it was just one of those things where, God was looking down like, Jazz, you really...
Like, how bad do you want it?
What you doing right now, And, everyone watches Netflix and just YouTube, and everyone's on the camera. Everyone has subscriptions.
Yeah.
And I would always watch it, and it's just like, dang, like, I could do something like that. I would like to do something like that. But I really wasn't trying anymore to get to those places.
Yeah.
And like they have acting classes, but they cost.
Yeah.
And I've gone on trips, and I've bought cars, and just done so many other things, and that's too much for an acting class. I'm not doing that. But you just spent all this money, Jasmine, doing XYZ. You had to buy a wig. You had to get more clothes.
Yeah.
Right. And this literally is the gift that keeps giving. And it feeds my soul. So that's the most important.
So you had to invest in you and bet on you.
Yes, definitely.
And so people can take from that as well in your journey is to bet on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so also I think I heard something else that you were saying, but I lost it.
Okay.
I lost it. Let me see. It was bet on yourself. So you guys, how much are you willing to bet on you? Because are you willing to lose everything? Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take you losing everything to stalk your destiny, because you have to die to the person that you were before in order to become the person that you're supposed to be. And so whatever that looks like for you, focusing on the end goal, is what happens. And then knowing how bad you want it, knowing what opportunities come, which door you're going to take. And just being mindful of understanding you, understanding your identity, understanding your why, your purpose, what you really want, okay? Even if you just have an idea, like Jasmine. And so be mindful of those things while you're stalking your destiny, because no matter what, every step you take can be added to your journey. It can be added to your value, your depth, and your worth on that. And remember, you have a voice and it needs to be heard. I am Tarah Williams. Thank you so much, Jasmine.
You.
This is the Tea Time with Tarah show. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.